We have brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha in the house. And let me first just ask them to stand and be recognized. Let the church greet you appropriately. Now I must say, so some of you may not know, they drove 80 miles to get here this morning. This is my chapter that I'm privileged to be a part of. And we're from the Jersey Shore, down below exit 11 of the New Jersey Turnpike going to the ocean. And these brothers and family members got up early this morning and chose to be with us to celebrate Founders Day, for which I am just thrilled. I'm going to invite Brother Morgan to come forward and to say a word about the history of Alpha Phi Alpha and of this illustrious chapter Zeta Epsilon Lambda down on the Jersey Shore. Church, say amen again.
Amen.
Come on up. Brother Kenneth Morgan.
Okay, thank you, Brother Johnson. I bring you greetings from Second Baptist Church, Asbury Park, New Jersey. And I am here to give you a little overview of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. As Brother Johnson said previously, we are celebrating our 116th anniversary of being a fraternity. And I know everybody knows the history of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity because we have a Divine Nine organization of all of the black fraternities and sororities, and everyone knows that the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity was the first. We were organized in 1906, and we were founded by 7 individuals. And the reason they started this chapter, this fraternity, is because they wanted to bond together with brotherhood. They were not given the opportunity to join the white fraternities, so they started their own fraternity in 1906. And I do want to say those individuals' names. It was 7 individuals: Charles Henry Chapman, Robert Harold Ogle, Henry Arthur Callis, George Biddle Kelly, Vernon Woodson Tandy, Eugene Temple Jones, Nathaniel Allison Murray. Those are the 7 founders of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. And I just want to say to the brothers, 1906. Okay, thank you, brothers. Now, what some of you may not know about those particular individuals, they all graduated from college. Not all of them graduated from Cornell University, because we were founded in Ithaca, New York, at Cornell University. And that was one of the reasons why these young men wanted to bond together, because they were at a white major university, and they were not invited to join the white fraternities. It was 7 of them. All of them did not graduate from Cornell, but they all graduated from college. And what some people don't realize is that the youngest individual that joined the fraternity was 19 years old. But what people really don't know is that the oldest member who was part of that in that chapter was 36 years old. 36 years old. And that individual was Charles Henry Chapman. He was 36 years old when he joined the fraternity with the rest of the brothers. The first chapter is called the Alpha chapter, naturally, and then the second chapter is called the Beta chapter, and the third chapter in the fraternity is called Gamma. The Alpha chapter, again, was at Cornell University. The Beta chapter was at Howard University, and the Gamma chapter was at Virginia Union, and that was in 1907. And since we have so many DST members in the house today, the 4th chapter that was founded was the Delta chapter, okay? And that was founded at the University of Toronto in 1908. So we can relate to all of the Divine Nine organizations, especially the beautiful ladies of DST. So, and those individuals that started this fraternity in 1906, they became leaders in their professions. They were medical doctors, they were architects. As a matter of fact, the first black registered architect from the state of New York is one of the members who joined the chapter at Cornell University, and that was Vernon Wilson Tandy. The first registered engineer in the state of New York was George Biddle Kelly. So these brothers were pioneers in their own right, and the first executive secretary of the National Urban League, Eugene Kinkle Jones, was also one of those individuals who started Cornell University. So I'm going to jump to ZEL, which is down on the Jersey Shore. ZEL was founded in 1955 by 21 individuals in the Red Bank, Monmouth County, Ocean County area. 9 of the members who started this chapter was physicians. They were either dentists or they were medical doctors. We also had engineers who worked out at Fort Monmouth. We also had educators in the school systems in Monmouth and Ocean County. James W. Parker Jr. was the first president of Zeta Epsilon Lambda chapter on the Jersey Shore. And his father, James W. Parker Sr., was a member of the second chapter that was founded in Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, which is Beta chapter at Howard University in 1907. So ZEL goes back almost to the beginning of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. So just to make that clear to everyone, the fraternity started in 1906. The second chapter was the Beta chapter. A member who chartered in our chapter in Red Bank, New Jersey, was part of that Beta chapter at Howard University. And I bring up the Parkers for another reason. The Parkers are legends in the Red Bank community down on the Jersey Shore. They were very successful physicians in the area. They started taking their patients at 5:30 in the morning, just to make sure that those individuals that had to go to work had an opportunity to go to a doctor, because once they went to work, they were not allowed to leave their jobs during the day. They were very busy in the community, and they were also great in the medical field. The Parkers also are famous for letting a young man come and practice the piano at their house. And this young man became a renowned pianist and orchestra leader by the name of Count Basie. Count Basie used to perform at the home of the Parkers to learn how to play the piano. So the history at ZEL is very deep. We also, the Parkers, just to get to it was 3 Parkers. It was a father and a son and a nephew or a cousin. And he was the dentist. The other 2 Parkers were medical doctors. They became, because of all of their involvement in the community, they named a clinic in Red Bank that offers free services, medical services to all of the people in the community, named after them. And they also had a street named after them in Red Bank. So, and the person who helped get the clinic developed for the town was Bon Jovi. So we have a lot of history. It's very diverse, and Zeta Epsilon Lambda has been very active in the community. We are the only chapter in the state of New Jersey to have won the Alumni Chapter of the Year in the whole fraternity. We won that in 1988. We also was selected regional winners of the Chapter of the Year 3 years in a row, and we also won the state Alumni Chapter of the Year 10 years in a row, and we stopped competing at that time. So just to let you know that we're very active in the community. The brothers that you see here are very active. We still are very active in the community. And one of these days, we're going to go for chapter of the year once again. And just to let everyone know that we are great, but there have been great men before us. And everybody knows Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We all know that he is an alpha. We also know that Thurgood Marshall was an alpha. We also know that Paul Robeson, actually Paul Robeson is my favorite alpha of all time. He was a great man. He didn't get his due when he was alive, but he was a great man. And just, you know, we have upcoming alpha men that are in the political arena. We know that Raphael Warnock, who is running for the Senate in Georgia, is an alpha brother, as well as Wes Moore, the new governor of Maryland, is also an alpha brother. There's an alpha brother that I can relate to that everyone knows, and his name is Lionel Richie. Now, I am an Alabama boy. I grew up not too far from Tuskegee, Alabama. And Lionel Richie and his band, the Commodores, played at my prom when I was in high school. So we go deep, and the brothers that you see here today are very involved in the community. We have adopted a elementary school in Asbury Park, Thurgood Marshall, and we have been very active with that school this school season. They did an article in the paper where we were over at the school, where we welcomed the kids back to school. We were just over there, walked the school day. We participated with them. We also participated with them for the Thanksgiving holiday by providing food for the families that need it. So we're doing a lot of great things in the community, and we're led by a great young man by the name of Alfred Johnson. You all may know him as Bishop Alfred Johnson. We want to commend Brother Johnson for his leadership, and I just want to thank you all for letting me come up and say something on our Founders Day, December the 4th, 2022, which we started on December the 4th, 1906. And the last thing I want to say to the brothers is 1906. Thank you very much.
When we were at the Thurgood Marshall School, we welcomed 160 young children to their first day of school. Made front page news, the news media, radio, TV program picked us up. It was a really fine affair. But what I really remember is similar to what Brother Morgan said. If you get around alphas for a minute, you know, you'll hear 19 and 06. Yeah, it's usually a little louder. They're being respectful. But the greatest joy was to hear the little kids say, Thurgood Marshall. So we were going back and forth with the kids, going with 1906. I cannot tell you how joyful and pleased I am that you, Congress Church, are receiving us and allowing us to celebrate, and at the same time that my brothers have come all the way from South Jersey to be here, and they have privileged me by electing me their president at the same time. But there's another president in the House. Gotta let him talk. Brother President Les St. Louis, esteemed member of St. Charles African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, which for Congress people is also the church of Chantel. And we are just privileged to have President with us. And President, won't you say a word to us?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
I apologize. I will be very brief. Good morning, everyone. My name is Les St. Louis. It's good to see so many people here. My good friend Von Seal Oliver has been inviting me here for the longest. Sister Von Seal, I'll come more often.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Pastor Bishop Johnson, Pastor Merriweather. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see the brothers of Zeta Epsilon Lambda, Brother Morgan, Brother Feast, my good brother. Thank you so much for having me. It was wonderful to hear Brother Morgan talk about the wonderful work of the Zeta Epsilon Lambda chapter, a great chapter. I'll be at the golf outing this coming year. This coming year. And it's so good to see my good friends in the back, Sister Goldie Bryant, my dear sister, good to see you. Good to see all of the Deltas in the house. My good friend Chantel, my good friend back sitting in the back pew from the NAACP. Good to see everyone here. Good morning, everyone. And I just wanted to just echo that on our 116th anniversary of the founding of Alpha Phi Alpha, I just want a couple of things to resonate. And it was said so well, but I always hearken to Alpha's mission. Alpha Phi Alpha develops leaders, promotes brotherhood, and academic excellence.
Come on now.
While providing service and advocacy for our communities. But I like to focus on that one thing that we do. The one thing that we do so well. Sorry, we are not the Boy Scouts. We are not the Red Cross. We're not any of those other organizations. Alphas develop leaders. Alphas develop leaders. I personally, throughout my 35 years in the fraternity, I've come to the realization that if we do nothing else, we develop pastors, we develop fathers, community leaders, husbands, loyal servants. And it is the work that those alpha men do that brings our communities together, brings our families together. And there are many people that you've probably seen throughout your lifetime that if you really dug deep, you might find out that man was an alpha man, or is an alpha man. But there's something about him. He does such good works within the community. He serves to bring people together. He's not a divider. He's a force multiplier.
Yes.
These are the men that raise up our women, raise up our children, show them the right way to proceed, have their backs, put wind beneath their wings. I'm so proud and blessed to have 3 wonderful children. My third is about to go to college. My first graduated from I was about to say Cornell, from West Point. And he's finishing his master's degree, all paid for by the dint of his hard work and intuitiveness. Things that we just thought we were naturally giving to him. The children listen. They listen. They recognize leadership. They recognize truth. They recognize courage. They recognize integrity. And if there's nothing else that alpha men do, is that we represent for our communities and our families. And we want to be that beacon of light. We want to be Dr. King and step out and take the bullet. We want to do what is necessary for us to uplift our communities. So, thank you so much to the good Bishop, Brother Johnson, who's trekking from somewhere in South Mid-Jersey to come here to bring his presence and his leadership and his kindness and his gravity to the happenings here in Rockland. So we're very proud of you here. We bless you, we honor you, we support you, dear brother. Your brothers in Eta Chi Lambda chapter, the Rockland Alphas, support you and support this wonderful church. And Zeta Epsilon Lambda, watch out, we coming for you. Chapter of the year, Rockland Alphas are coming for you, brother. Thank you so much, brother.
I'm sorry, Brother Les, can you please just share with everyone as well about Ella, your daughter, and the recent potential future what she just received. I think that's important.
Thank you so much. I mean, I'm proud of all my children. I gush over my first one. My second is that she is a sophomore at Environmental Science and Forestry, getting her degree in landscape architecture. Not the front yard, major city development.
Yes.
So I'm so proud of her. She's so talented. She's such an artist. The baby, Ella.
Come all the way back, just for a second. 'Cause
I tell you, you're
getting
gonna get me in
video.
trouble. You're gonna get me in trouble.
Obvious an alphabet.
Yeah, my son is an alpha. Thank you.
From West Point.
Yes, sir. West Point Alpha. The baby, I mean, what can I tell you? She's smarter than all of us. She is a senior in high school at Clarkstown South. She just won a scholarship from the Omega Psi Phi fraternity for an essay contest that she entered. She won regionally, and hopefully she can win nationally, so they're going to continue. So I was up there yesterday with all the Omegas and the one Alpha there in the room. But she's brilliant. She's a brilliant young scholar. She has an early admission to West Point if she wants to go there. But I don't know that she wants to go there. She probably wants to go to Boston University, but wherever she goes, she's going to be phenomenal in what she does. Thank you, Chantel, for asking me to share. Thank
So here's something you've been hearing your sermon, so you know you won't be a long sermon from this side of the world. But believe it or not, Reverend Gregory Merriweather is pastor of the Calvary Baptist Church of Haverstraw. Now, but what you need to know is he got preached this morning. I could not say what an absolute privilege it is that he's taking time from his church to come here to be with us today, because it is Founders Day. And I could not allow Reverend Merriweather to say a word. And Reverend, you'll save a minute of my sermon by I called him this morning. I said, I want you to say, I was with this chapter yesterday. They invited me to their brunch yesterday for Founders Day. And just say what you said yesterday. But any way you want to greet us, we'll be happy. And all I can do is promise you my sermon will be this big today. Reverend, in your own way.
I'm going to say it because you insist. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good to see you all. I do see some very familiar faces. I do see our jewel of Rockland, Dr. Pratt, with us here on this morning.
Right.
That's right. And so